Hey, Phil, are you there? I hate to tell you this, but I might not be able to make it home tonight.
Excuse me, you going to be late again? Or are you saying you're not coming home at all? You're staying overnight somewhere?
Yeah, well, it's not decided yet, but the possibility of not coming home at all is pretty certain.
Really? Didn't your company put out some policy for this winter? It's supposed to get bad today, so unless you're on the night shift, all employees are supposed to leave early because there might be transportation delays or something. Wasn't that what they announced last week?
Yeah, that's what they said, all right, and I was all ready to leave when we got a call from one of our major clients. Apparently they encountered some serious system trouble on their main operating system. The weather is getting bad, but I can't just leave this and go home. We're talking about a major client. We really have to handle it tonight.
Yeah, I suppose it comes with the job, huh? Being a system engineer can get pretty hectic. They're always turning to you when there's even a tiny glitch. Anyway, this isn't the first time. Remember the one last year?
How can I forget that? That was during the big hurricane, wasn't it? That was pretty bad. But this time at least I don't have to go on site. I can do this all remote, but the only problem is I have no idea when this can be solved. We tried several solutions, but it rejected them all. Really not sure what the problem is. Worst case scenario, it may take all night. If, by chance, we find a solution, I can get home, but if not, I may have to stay all night. I'm really sorry about this, Phil. I hope you understand.
No problem. Just don't overdo it or anything. Rest when you can.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. I hate to ask, but could you dump a cup of detergent in the washing machine and switch it on? It's ready to go.
Huh? You want me to do the laundry? You know the dryer's on the blink. Can't hang it out to dry in this weather. Why bother?
Yeah, but just having it washed and ready to dry will save me a lot of time later. I've got to do it any chance I get, or it will just pile up before you know it.
Right. Okay, no problem.
Oh, and could you throw in the kitchen towels and the apron in there too? I forgot to throw those in this morning.
Do we even have an apron? I can't remember using it.
Yeah, I bought it because I'm always on the run, as you know. Didn't want to dirty up my suit in the morning. It saved me the other morning, actually. Splashed egg all over it. I left it on the kitchen table. Forgot to drop it in the washing machine this morning. It's bright blue. I can't miss it.
Oh, okay. I'll check and see later on.
You're doing remote work all day today, right? No change in schedule? You don't have to meet a client later or anything, right?
Yep, that's right. As a matter of fact, I was in the middle of something just now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought you were on your lunch break. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Don't worry about it. After I finish this up, I'm done for the day, so no problem.
Oh, okay, great. So you got the evening free then? All right then. I better be getting back to work. Gotta figure this thing out. If I'm lucky, I can get this done tonight. Wish me luck.
All right, good luck.
Hey, Phil, are you there? Please reply if you're seeing this. I thought you were home. You said you weren't going anywhere. It's a snowstorm out here. Where the hell did you run off to, for God's sake? Did you look outside? Have you taken a look in front of the house? Can't you see the snow piled up on the front walkway? Apparently snow slid off the roof. I got a call from Mrs. Barkley next door. You know the old lady next door, right? Well, she told me that there was a woman buried in the pile of snow. I must have approached the house and the snowpack slid off the roof or something. It was apparently a pretty large pack of snow. Luckily, Mrs. Barkley called the ambulance right away because nobody was home at our place. It took a while for the ambulance to get there, but she said she seemed okay as far as she could tell. As for me, I'm still at the office. We solved that system error problem, but all transportation has been delayed. I have no way to get home because of this snow. I have no idea where you are, so I'm just relaying all this information. Just so you're aware, I can't believe you're not home, Phil. Where'd you go, for crying out loud? Contact me as soon as you see this message. I just hope you're not in trouble or anything. To be honest, I'm worried sick. Phil, are you there? Where the hell are you? I can't seem to get a reply from you. Are you even seeing this? I'm not even sure if you got back home or not. I don't see an icon on screen indicating you're seeing this. Do you even have the thing turned on? Or is your battery just dead and you can't charge it? What's going on, Phil? You're scaring me. I need a reply ASAP. We need to talk about what to do about that woman who was injured in front of our house. She's at the hospital over in Richmond. We can't just ignore her. She was injured on our property. We could get sued, so contact me right away after you see this. You do realize that you're in a real precarious situation here. I hope you're aware of that, Phil.
What the hell is this, Melanie? What's with this message? Sending me crap like this? Is this some kind of gag you're pulling? What's up with this? Making up some far-fetched mumbo-jumbo about you being taken away by an ambulance? What's with this play act and exaggeration? This is not even funny at all, Melanie. And even involving Mrs. Barkley? She's just a little old lady, for God's sake. How could you get her involved in your little prank? It's like you're showcasing your frustration to everybody in this neighborhood. Aren't you in the least bit embarrassed by this dumb little charade? And where were you taken? You said Richmond. Are you talking about the big one on 5th Street? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't plan on visiting you there anyways. I mean, seriously, why would I after what you pulled?
Huh? Pardon me? What are you saying? I'm still at the company. I really can't get out of this right now. I'm not sure I can get home right now.
Hold on a second. Pardon me?
And what the hell are you blabbering about? Phil, I'm really busy right now. I thought I explained it all to you.
But you just messaged me about you getting buried in front of our house and that you were taken to the hospital. What was that all about then?
Phil, are you even reading that message properly? Did you just glance at it? Sure sounds like it.
Huh? Wait a second. You're telling me I read it all wrong? I'm pretty sure...
Just read it over one more time, would you please? And this time, slowly, so that you understand the entire situation.
What is this, Melanie? Some woman was hauled off to the hospital from our house? Are you serious? It says she got buried in snow in front of our house. Are you kidding me? What the hell happened?
Come on, Phil. You did that, didn't you?
Huh? Excuse me?
What was that crap you said to me? You read that message from me all wrong. You thought it was me that got buried in snow, and you didn't give a hoot about me. You weren't even going to visit me at the hospital. Are you serious, Phil? Your outburst is all on record, so there's no use refuting any of it. You meant what you said. There's no denying the fact.
Yeah, well, I just misinterpreted the message is all. I didn't mean it. I was upset. What can I say?
Oh, really? Sure seemed like you meant it. Like I said, the line messages are left on record. There is no disavowing it now. I could even print it out if I wanted to. You want me to do that? Oh, yeah, and I just got a call from the hospital. They were finally able to identify that woman that was taken there.
What?
They said her name was Deborah Sinclair. Ring any bells? I wonder why she was at our home. Delivering something, perhaps? Or maybe visiting someone?
Hold on a second. Did you just say Deborah Sinclair? I mean, just want to confirm, you know.
That's right. Sure sounds like it rings a bell with you, Phil. On the other hand, I have no recollection of such a person. Who is this Deborah Sinclair? You know her, right? Who is she, Phil?
I'm not sure. I thought it was you.
Yeah, and? You thought it was me, so what?
Forget what I said. It's nothing.
It's kind of late to be saying any of that anyways.
Pardon me?
Phil, do you know how much time has passed since this Deborah was taken to the hospital? It was a pretty frantic situation that unfolded over there. All the neighbors were out, the ambulance blaring down the street. A couple of cop cars even showed up. In such a situation, don't you think they did a little background check regarding the whole thing? The cops aren't stupid, you know.
What are you trying to say? Come right out and say it, Melanie. You got my undivided attention. Give it a go then.
All right, if that's the way you want it, Phil. I know all about your little affair, Phil. That Deborah, she's your hot little babe, am I right?
Wait, what? How do you...
And you were seeing two separate girls. Really, Phil? I didn't realize you were such a low-life scumbag.
Oh, wait a second. Why do you even know all this?
Okay, you seem completely bewildered, so let me explain the whole thing to you, Phil. Once you found out I wasn't able to come home last night because of the system troubles we had at the client's place and the fact that the traffic was all disrupted due to the snow, you immediately contacted both Deborah and this other girl you're seeing. But apparently Deborah wasn't able to make it, so you decided to spend the day with your other lover. How am I doing so far, Phil? Did I miss anything? What I think you probably did was you decided to go and pick this girl up somewhere because of the snow. That left the house temporarily empty. But because you're so absent-minded and don't really think things through, or maybe it was you because you were so excited to see your lover. I don't know. Well, in your haste, you left the door unlocked.
Huh? I'm pretty sure
Then unexpectedly, Deborah decided to show up at the house. Was she there to surprise you? Or maybe she thought it over and decided she wanted to see her lover boy? Not sure. I guess when she arrived to find the front door open, she figured you were working inside and went in without calling out to you or bothering to knock. After all, you did tell her I wasn't coming home that night because of the snow. She went straight to the kitchen and put on my blue apron, the one I asked you to throw in the washing machine. Then she started cooking dinner for you, as if she were your wife.
Wait, let me explain, Melanie.
Then you came waltzing in with your other lover like nothing happened. You took one look in the kitchen and saw a woman standing there with a bright blue apron. You immediately thought it was me and thought your little love affair was exposed. In your panic-stricken way, you grabbed the woman, who you thought was me, from the kitchen and pushed her out the back kitchen door and onto the snow. You didn't even bother to check if the woman was me.
Are you telling me that woman I tossed out was Debbie?
Yep, that was Deborah. But you seem to prefer Debbie. You guys figured you couldn't very well have your fun and games with the wife at home, so you guys immediately left the house and locked the door on your way out. I have no idea where you guys went, but you were definitely with this other woman of yours, right?
Well, we were... Hey, what happened to Debbie?
I heard that when you tossed her out the door, she fell off the porch and broke her ankle. Apparently you told her, thinking it was me, of course, to stay in the snow to cool off or something to that effect. Debbie managed to make her way to the front door, but it was locked. When she tried to leave the house, she fell off the front porch and couldn't get up due to the severe pain in her ankle. It was really starting to snow about that time, and she gradually got covered in snow, and to make things worse, the snow piled on the roof slid off and buried her even further. She tried calling out, but snow really insulates sound. Did you know that? As you probably know, when it snows like that, there are hardly any people walking around in that kind of weather. It was just by chance that Mrs. Barkley was able to find her. It seems her dog ran off and she was out looking for him and found him snuffing around in the pile of snow in our front yard. I don't want to think about what would have happened to her if she hadn't found her. Immediately, she called the ambulance and was taken away to the hospital. A neighbor also called the police because nobody recognized the girl as anybody from the neighborhood.
Oh, and how is she? I mean, is Debbie okay?
I was told it wasn't anything serious, just a broken ankle. She's recovering just fine, apparently.
Which hospital is she at? Where'd they take her?
Why do you want to know? Are you intending to go visit her? Visit your lover?
Huh? Well, I was just...
To be honest, I'm not at all concerned about your lover. I don't even know her. But to give out information about where she is hospitalized to the very person responsible for putting her in the hospital to begin with, that makes zero sense. So I'm sorry, Phil, I have no intention of telling you anything. Rather than worrying about your sweetheart, maybe you should start worrying about yourself.
Me? Why should I worry?
As I mentioned earlier, a neighbor contacted the police, and the whole thing kind of got a little more complicated.
What do you mean? How complicated?
Did you really think the police would just let this go? Don't you think they would have investigated this? A woman was injured, you know?
But the police... Why involve the police?
They cleared me of any wrongdoing, but I don't know what the situation is right now. I think they're still continuing the investigation.
Wait a second, what are you saying? That I may be in trouble? What's going to happen to me? What do they want from me?
Don't ask me.
How could you say that, Melanie? I'm your husband. How could you be so cold and unconcerned? This could be serious, you know? You're being way too unsympathetic, Melanie. Where's your compassion?
Am I hearing you right, Phil? You're asking me to give you compassion? Seriously? The guy who has 2 lovers? The guy who's been cheating on me for God knows how long?
Uh, yeah, well, it doesn't change the fact that you're my wife and you have a responsibility, a duty to your husband.
Sorry, Phil, that's not going to cut it. Just so you're aware, I'm already talking to my lawyer about a divorce, so...
Huh? Wait, a divorce? You want to get divorced? And why talk to a lawyer? You're really blowing this thing way out of proportion, Melanie.
You don't seem to get the point, Phil. Like I said, you're the one with 2 lovers. You're the one that's been two-timing me. I don't want to hear any crap from a jerk who's been screwing around behind my back. You got that, buddy?
Yeah, well, it was just a fling. You're my main, my true love, Melanie. You know, I was just stressed out with work and all.
Pardon me, I'm your main? Huh? Well, that makes me feel so special, thanks!
Yeah, what I mean is, I picked you as my wife. You were the best of...
Best of the lot? Like selecting a used car or something? When are you going to get tired of that and get a new one? And by selecting, are you saying you were already going out with the other 2 girls even before we were married? Maybe there was more than 2.
No, of course not.
Sure sounds like it, Phil. You picked me out of the 3? I wonder why. Is it because I make more than them?
No, what I'm saying is...
I think I'm officially getting pissed off. Before I really go over the edge, maybe it would be better if we continued further discussions regarding this issue through our lawyers.
Like I said, this whole thing about lawyers is going way too far. Let's just talk face to face. I'm sure we can work it out between us.
This coming from the guy that's been screwing around behind my back? My pissed off meter just went up a notch. I wouldn't push it any further, mister.
But I was just trying to...
Please don't try anymore. You'll really regret it, Phil. I would advise against it.
Huh?
Okay, Phil, that's all I've got to say. Goodbye. Have a good life, Phil. I really was about to explode during that line exchange. Glad I cut it off in time. I talked to my lawyer after that and started the process of getting all the papers ready for the divorce. I'm so glad the lawyer will take care of the rest and not have to see Phil any more than I have to. I'm scared I may even give him a fat lip. About a week or so later, my lawyer was able to collect all of the evidence of his infidelity and came up with the amount we would be demanding from him. I was surprised that he got it all done in such a short period of time. The house we were living in was in Phil's name, so I was the one that had to move out. As for Phil, the 2 women eventually learned that he was secretly seeing the both of them. When they found out, you can imagine the furious reaction that must have ensued. Deborah, the girl that got thrown out of the house and ended up in the hospital, is apparently pressing charges against him. The other woman is also suing him for damages. Apparently, he promised her he would get divorced and marry her. Phil kept calling me and sending long, desperate messages online, so I finally changed my phone number and line address. I really can't thank my lawyer enough for moving quickly with all this before it got completely out of control.
Karen, where are you? You've been gone for quite a while already, and I really need you to come and get your kids. I have things that I need to do today, and looking after 5 children isn't on that list. Karen?
Huh? Sky? What's up?
Are you done with your interview?
Oh yeah, that finished ages ago. I think it went well, although you never can tell as those snooty people in charge always have some hidden agenda.
Uh-huh. Okay, but if it finished ages ago, why haven't you come to get your children?
Oh, I ran into a friend of mine whilst I was out, and so we decided to grab a couple of drinks and catch up. I thought that since I don't have the children, I would be able to just relax a little bit and have a little bit of fun.
Well, that's incredibly rude.
What? How is it?
You asked me to watch your children so that you could go and have an interview for work. I didn't agree to mind your kids whilst you went out and got drunk with some random person you haven't seen in years. I have been waiting for over 5 hours for you to come and collect your children so that I can get on with my day. But you haven't even sent me a message telling me what's going on or when you'd be back. I have literally only just met you. It is not okay to just dump your children on me like this. You need to come and pick them up right now.
Okay. Jeez. You'd think you'd try and be a little bit more neighborly so as to try and make me feel more comfortable in fitting in and all. I have only just moved to this area, you know. It's a bit disconcerting, especially considering I'm trying to raise 5 children on my own. I thought the least you could do is help me out for one day. Guess I was wrong.
Yes, you were wrong. I don't even know you. How can you think that it's okay for me to have your kids?
Ugh, whatever. Fine. I'll come and pick them up now. Some neighbor you are.
If you have not come and gotten your kids within the hour, then I'll be calling the police for trespassing and child endangerment laws.
You wouldn't dare.
Wanna bet?
Okay, I'm coming. See you soon.
See you soon.
Why didn't you tell me that you have a dog?
Excuse you?
A dog! My Tommy doesn't like dogs. They scare him. You should have told me that you had a dog.
Well, you didn't really give me a chance. You just chucked your kids onto my front yard and ran away.
Well, you still should have told me. Also, you should have locked your dog in a room or something whilst my kids were there.
So I should have put my dog, who I love dearly, in a small room all day just so that your children, who I have no idea who they are, can do whatever they want in my home?
Yes.
You are way out of bounds asking that. I have literally only just spoken to you today, so you need to back off. You also haven't even thanked me for watching your children today. I'm not a daycare, so you can't expect me to act like one. If you drop your kids off at my house, then you'll just have to deal with how it is and who is in it at the time.
Well, how do I know if it's safe for them to be there?
You didn't care about that today.
Ugh, whatever. Look, next time, just make sure your dog stays away from my kids. I don't want them hurt.
I'm sorry. Next time? Karen? Hey, Violet, I really need to talk to you.
Hey, Sky. What's wrong?
It's my neighbor.
Karen again? God, I hate her. What's she done?
She keeps leaving her children with me at the drop of a hat. Like, almost every day I'll be awoken by a knock at the front door, and there are her 5 kids, no Karen in sight, just waiting to come inside. She's treating me like I'm her own personal daycare center, and she's not even compensating me for having to look after her kids and feed them.
Okay, Sky, listen to me. You need to tell this woman to stop.
I have. She just doesn't listen to me. Anyway, I've come up with a better plan.
What's that then?
Well...
Hi, Sky. Are you home?
Hello, Karen. Yes, I am home at the moment. How come?
Brilliant. And will you be home tomorrow?
Yeah, most likely. Why?
Look, I've got an interview with the company.
Another one?
Yeah.
I thought you worked at the corner shop.
Oh, yeah, I did, but I'm not there anymore.
I see. Do you mind me asking what happened?
Oh, well, the manager, who is a total pain, kept telling me that I had to arrive for my shift on time every day. But I had to sort my kids out, you know? So I might have been a bit late sometimes. Also, I was a bit short on money for a couple of months, so I just took a little bit from the cash register. It wasn't much, so I don't know why he made such a big deal out of it when he found out. I think he was just prejudiced against me, to be honest.
He's prejudiced against you because he got angry that you stole from him?
See? You're acting just like him. It wasn't that much. God. Anyway, Clearly, I got fired, so I'm looking for a new job.
Okay, well, good luck, I guess.
Uh-huh. So I need you to look after my kids again tomorrow.
Excuse you?
You heard me. You need to look after my children tomorrow.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, you do. I've been dropping my children off at yours for the last few months, and tomorrow is no different. You need to do this so that I can go to my interview.
Look, it's not my job to watch your kids. If you want someone to do that, hire a babysitter or pay for daycare. But I am not doing it anymore.
Did you just not hear me? I don't have a job, which means I don't have money. I can't pay anyone to watch my kids.
And yet you can buy lots of expensive clothes and designer things.
What's it to you what I spend my money on?
Well, considering I'm the one who's being bothered by you and your kids, I'd say it's my business if I spot you spending money you supposedly don't have.
Whatever. Just watch out for my kids tomorrow.
This isn't going to go how you hope it will.
We'll see about that. Hello. I left my kids in your yard once more. Take care. I'm going to block you until I'm back.
I left my place a few weeks back.
Huh?
Yeah, I moved out like 2 weeks ago. My new place is actually really nice. A lovely little college with space for me, my dog, and even a new puppy. Plus, there's a lovely big garden which I can relax in the peace and quiet.
I don't care about your new house. What am I supposed to do about my children? Who are they with right now?
Huh? Oh, I have no clue. Some guy, I think. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. Your children aren't my responsibility. Sorry.
You should have told me that you were moving. Now I don't know what my children are doing or where they might be. This is all your fault.
I don't see how. I'm not the one who left your children with a stranger.
Whatever. I'm going to go and get them, so tell me where you are now so I can come and drop them off with you.
Oh no, that is not happening.
Huh? Why not?
Because I'm not your personal nanny. I'm not a free daycare center, and more importantly, I have my own life to live. If I had wanted children in it, I would have had some, but I don't. So I don't want to be weighed down by some stranger's kids either. They are your children, so you look after them.
How rude. You'd think that a single, struggling mother could get some help from her neighbors to raise her 5 children. But apparently, you're too selfish to be bothered to help me.
Uh-huh. Well, you keep throwing a tantrum. I'm going to go and enjoy my day, kid-free.
What? You're not even going to bother to help me?
After how horrible you've just been to me, and how you've basically been disowning your children and leaving them with me every day for months? Yeah, no, I'm so far past helping you, it's unreal.
But I don't know what else I can do.
I've already told you. Get childcare.
I'm not paying for someone to watch my kids.
Then good luck looking after them yourself. See ya.
No, wait.
I blocked Karen on all forms of communication and told all of my friends and family to do the same, so that she couldn't somehow figure out where I had moved to and track me down. I did not want to wake up to see a bunch of kids playing on my front yard again. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind helping someone out when they are desperate, but Karen was taking advantage of my kindness just so that she could go out and meet up with her friends. She would use the cover of an interview to get me to feel sorry for her, when in fact, she would be wasting the day away in a pub somewhere. Thankfully, since moving away, my life has become significantly less stressful and I am enjoying spending time in my wonderful new home with my adorable 2 pups. As for Karen, the last I heard was that her children's father finally found out where they were and took the kids off of her. Apparently, she had run away with the kids one day whilst the dad was at work. Luckily, the dad had managed to track them down, and once he had them in his custody, he finally managed to get a court order to make it official, and for him to get full custody of all 5 children. He seemed to love all the kids equally, according to some of my friends who have seen him interacting with them. So hopefully they're being looked after much better now. Sometimes, even if it seems cruel, you need to take care of yourself and make sure that you're not being used or taken advantage of. Only from a position of strength can you help others.